do. Alright, no rest for the wicked, or so it would seem. Here I am with my latest rosette offering. Oh, what the hell? Ha ha ha. Hang on, I'll be back. No, I'm a... Everyone calm the hell down, will ya? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I thought I'd flip. I thought I'd... okay. So what I do when I do these, even though they still need work, a little bit of work when I make the guitars, I usually put a layer of shellac on just to give it a bit of contrast and a bit of shine and, spruce it up a bit. And I thought I'd shellac the wrong side, but I didn't, so we're all good to go. Okay, so here we are. Let's see if we can... Here we are with the new rosette. That's quite nice, eh? Ah. Yeah. I'm somewhat... Hang on a sec. I'm tempted. I don't usually state the thoughts or inspirations or visions that go along. Look how thin this is. Ooh, this one I've actually taken down pretty close to as thin as it will be in the end. Don't want to go too far, but anyway. Yeah, I don't usually talk about the various inspirations other than to say that my work reflects kind of, how would you put it, devotion, honoring, vision of nature, This one for sure is, and I guess maybe I won't say, but I definitely have a specific kind of landscapey vision. And you know what? I'm going to leave it up to Brendan. Thanks a lot, Brendan. Brendan is one of my most faithful rosette video followers and often has really insightful things to say that I love to hear, Because it's better to let people have their own interpretation, and quite often his interpretation is quite similar to my own, I find. Anyway, I'm just going to flip it for a sec. Hang on. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'll do my usual swoop around with a close-up. I have something to say about those ends, too. So I'll do it in a sec. Focus as we go. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. Okay, so now that I've come to these ends, okay, as I've pointed out, it's open there, and I only cut the channel in the guitar top, and I leave kind of a open, I only cut it to a certain point where that will fit in, right? If you can imagine that the fingerboard cuts across that, right? So the end pieces that you see won't be seen in the end, right? And in this case, shoot, I don't have an extra finger. In this case, what's happening here where the fingerboard will come down, and just where these sort of brown and dark brown dotty bits are, the fingerboard will cut that, so just a little bit of that shows, right? I put in those other big chunks just to fill space, rather than jam it full of veneer, which is time-consuming and wasteful. So I just will often fill those spaces with chunks of wood. It looks good though, I like it, but I won't. That bit won't really be seen. Yeah, I like this one. I like them all. I have to admit it. Yep. We're focusing. The phone wants to focus on the river once again. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. Use the old hand technique. There we go. Actually, no, I'll lock it in. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the river too. Yeah. This is the first time I've used such long pieces of the maple. Those so long white streaky bits. You know? Nice, eh? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna flip it. Yeah, so what was I wanting to talk about? Ah, I usually make these pretty non-serious, right? Well, I mean, they're serious enough because I want to show off the work and that, but I was talking a bit about connection with nature being the kind of a driving force, you know, in what I make, and that is true. I don't talk about it too much because it's sort of pointless, right? In a way, although a lot of people find that stuff interesting, but the idea. Anyway, for me, it's really an expression of what, like I said, a love of nature, really, and in a small way, trying to find a connection. And you know, it's hard to quantify. Oh, making rosettes makes me closer to nature. I mean, just saying the words starts to sound silly, but it's not, right? I don't think so. Yeah. So I start them and I wait till a kind of vision comes in. And lately, I've been getting a lot of visions for these rosettes. Obviously, because I freaking post one of these videos every 3 to 4 days or less, even. So I'm getting a lot of sort of imagery, visions of what I want to say, I guess, is what it comes down to. So, you know, it's the way I work, so I just sort of go with it, right? And it's working well because I don't really have enough money to make guitars at the moment, you know, for materials. And I need to sell instruments, so if anyone wants to buy one, I've got one available. Anyway, so that's where this is coming from. So I'm just sort of going with it, right, as we go. And it's great, really satisfying work and super fun. I do want to get back to the guitar making, that's for sure, but gotta just take it as it comes. Okay, I had a phone call there, but it didn't go through. It's my friend Gung. I have to give her a call when I finish this in 2 minutes. Yep. So what was I talking about? So anyway, I'm making these rosettes, and it's having these amazing visions come up, and that's how I work, right? Every now and then, like, because I do a lot of things and I can make a lot of things. I don't know why, like, all my life I've been good at it, and as I get older I get better, you know, and they're all connected for me, but some of them are quite different technique wise, although now I'm mostly doing the instrument stuff, which is I love, right? But some people will say, like, no one's asked me this lately, I guess, but in the olden days you say, why aren't you rich? And I'm going, I don't know. And I think it's because, in part, I can't really do the same thing twice, you know what I mean? So I can't do something and then make 100 of them. I would just shoot myself within the week. So everything is a new exploration, like if I went over, blow it, a new connection to finding a path in balance with nature. It's impossible. Don't do this at home. It's very dangerous. It doesn't work. But it might work. It might work. Anyway, you gotta try. You gotta sort of keep going, and you have to, I reckon, what is it? A huge Buddhist perspective is right action in spite of not knowing the outcome, especially in this day and age of all the mayhem in the natural world, climate, etc. Anyway, right. So my instruments, I mean, I make them, and I make really, I think, nice, beautiful instruments, technically excellent, play beautifully, really precise, right? But in each instrument case, I'm not just slapping them out, right? I'm have a, okay, what's gonna come? Oh, I have a vision now of this instrument. Okay, now I can start. So quite often what I'll do is I'll envision the whole instrument, and then it's just a matter of boom, 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 putting it together. Uh, with referencing plans perhaps, or dimensions and all that stuff, of course, right? In the case of my guitars, that's exactly how that went. And I'm old enough now to know that that's how it works, so I just wait to deal with it. Had this vision of, okay, this and this and this. At some point I had a couple of holes in that vision, and I couldn't really see it, but I figured with time and at some point it would become clear, and so it did. Anyway, that's a bit of a thing about how I make stuff and why I'm not rich, I guess. Anyway, that's okay because I've set myself up very nicely with the tremendous gifts of friends and family to be where I am and able to do all this. And also the I don't want to say forced thing of living simply, but kind of it's part of the game, part of the scenario, right? But that's a good thing, I think. Anyway, off I go. I'm gonna phone Gung, see what's up, because I won't, oh, that's too private. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna phone her now. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing great. Get out, have a walk in the forest or something, right? Ciao.